13th year in the Kansas City, Kansas Public School District, and I am also a former employee of the Princeton Review. So the skills that I bring to my PLC with regard to this program is my specialized training in test prep and ACT Explorer preparation for our students. Sixth graders in my classroom will be able to particularly learn very specific test taking skills that relate to the English portion, the mathematics portion, and the science portion of the test. Training them on how to utilize English and language arts skills in regard to the English portion, very specific math formulas, and then of course science reasoning and analyzing for critical thinking with regard to science text and data interpretation, analyzing charts, data, graphs, and even actually creating some of those as well. So I am a very vital resource to this team and to my building, and so I look for great results.
I'm Jillian Luovano. I'm a 6th grade teacher at Central Middle School. I wanted to talk about those cross-cutting concepts in the NGSS. Last year when I implemented my meteorology unit, I really focused on that number 6 cross-cutting energy and matter and the flow and cycle of things. And coming back to that in every lesson and then across the unit, and if we do that with all of our lessons, all of our units, we're really going to let the students understand that science is all interconnected, and then when we look at patterns, cause, effect, scale, proportion, that science is connected to math, connected to English, connected to social studies, and everything. So just being really explicit with that is what's going to help the students. That's also what my action research is going to be about, explicitly stating those cross-cutting concepts to see if that helps the students, and especially those ESOL students. Thanks!
Hi, my name is Tara Hudson. I teach math and science at Turner 6th Grade Academy. 2 years ago when we opened our building, we started a one-to-one iPad initiative with our students. So we have had a lot of trouble, I guess you could say, or problem solving about how to get student work turned in and be efficient and give feedback. And we were also having kind of like an epidemic in our building with failing grades and lots of students receiving zeros for not turning work in. So we have started a system that almost every teacher in our building on the math and science team is joined in on, and we use a rubric, and students only receive 1 grade a week, and we use the rubric to assess and reflect and help them understand what they've learned, what they need to work on, etc. So they only receive 1 grade a week in the grade book for that, and it includes all work on that rubric. So no student ever receives a 0. They can only receive partial credit if they don't finish assignments or haven't been participating, but they're going to get something in the grade book, so it's a huge benefit. They also receive a weekly either quiz or test grade, so that we are always monitoring what they're learning and if they're learning, so that we can reflect on that also. So basically you're looking at 18 grades in a quarter, 9 participation homework grades and 9 test quiz grades. We found it to be really beneficial and reflective for both teachers and students. So I definitely would recommend that you try it if you have time or if you're interested in changing something and you're worried about zeros in your room. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Casey Welch. I teach 8th grade Earth Science at Northwest Middle School in KZK. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is Drago. It's a website that I utilized for the past couple of years. It is a bookmarking website, so that instead of having everything on your bar at the top of your computer and only having access to it at that computer, or not being able to remember things, what they go with, what category, it's specifically for bookmarking your websites. You can have all the information that you need. It can be private on one side, it can be public on the other. You can put different links that the kids can share from that, so they have one space to go to. I also want to talk to you about websites. Making a website for your classroom where they can link all that information, so they only have to remember one place to go, and then they go to your links from there. There's a contact page that I made for mine, and it's interlinked with my school email, so that they can always send me information, questions, and I can always get that. The last thing is about interactive journals. I've used those in the past, and I'm working this year to integrate these interactive journals where they compile every piece of information they have in class that's paper-wise, and it's all in chronological order and categorically into a software interactive journal. I'm still working on that, but that might be something that you look into, so that we can get all the STEM going, have technology be a base, and not have all this paper that we're wasting. Once again, I'm Casey Welch. I work at Northwest Middle School, 8th grade Earth and Space Science. Thank you for listening.
Rachel Anderson. I teach at West Middle School. I'll be teaching 8th grade science next year. I want to talk to you for a quick second about my action research project and what I will be doing. I am interested in looking at the process of reflection, both through conversation and writing, that our students will need to go through to truly grasp the process of engineering and scientific research. I feel like the process of reflection is something that's almost overlooked when it's really vital to our students to connect not only what they're learning but what they've already learned. And the process of self-reflection in general can be a social process as well as an independent process. My action research is going to look at kids at the beginning, looking at how they feel about engineering and science, and then at the end, but focusing really on the engineering process versus the content that we're teaching.
Okay, I'm Cassie Nix. Will be teaching 6th and 7th grade science at Eisenhower Middle School, and I wanted to tell you guys about how I use Google Drive in my classroom because I think it would be helpful for action research. So I have kids create submission folders, and we just have to create them once, and then I have access to all of them. They have a similar naming convention, so it auto-alphabetizes and also auto-organizes by hour. They put all of their work in there. That way I always have access to it. Why it would be helpful for action research is because you can always go back to it easily. You don't have to ask a kid, remember that thing we did 3 months ago? Can you see that so we can compare? You don't have to keep track of a bunch of papers. They're already there for you. And then there's also lots of ways that Google does data analysis that you can sort of compare different things from the beginning of the year to the end. You can compare among students and lots of different ways to do that. I think it's really helpful and you should try it out.